Jordan Peele has blended Western sci-fi, mystery, horror, thriller, suspense, and family drama into the most ambitious blockbuster about paranormal activity, and it's peak cinema. This is Jordan Peele's best film to date. He's getting better at storytelling and direction. Now, Get Out delivered the smack in your face messaging we needed at that time, desperately needed at that time. And it resonated with a more diverse audience, one of the widest audiences by a black filmmaker. And that was sort of unexpected. But nope, cinematically, filmically is the better film. It has so much to say. It is, again, peak cinema. The performances in Nope are amazing. Every actor in this film is stellar in their respective roles. Even the animal actors are great. Shout out to all the animal trainers and the Humane Society that was on set. Now, I know that Keke Palmer is getting the bulk of the praise for her performance in this film, and it is very deserving. And Steven Yeun is outstanding in his supporting role. He elevates the story in such a way that his arc deserves a standalone limited series because you will be begging for more of his storyline. Brandon Perea, comedically, he was outstanding. He was hilarious as the comedic relief. Loved his arc. Michael Wincott is a masterclass in show don't tell. He plays a nuanced, albeit suicidal director, frustrated with the commercialization of new age filmmaking. It's a bite-sized role, but man, he delivers a great performance. Every second he's on screen is incredible. But the absolute standout performance for me is Daniel Kaluuya's. He plays rather subdued, but it's what his character calls for when you examine his underlying motivation. He's bankrupt and suddenly forced to oversee a ranch after his father died suddenly. Now, that's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer that Keith David's character is hospitalized and dies after a tragic event. Kaluuya's character must fill his father's shoes and maintain the ranch that has been passed down from generation to generation, and he's lost, unguided in terms of what's required of him at this moment in his life, and he feels like such a failure. He has the most to lose in the story and must grow as a result. He has the most to grow. His younger sister, played brilliantly by Keke Palmer, is more of a free spirit and less responsible than he. Not only does he have to grow for himself, but he also has to grow for his sister, his ancestors who came before him, and for their future. Kaluuya gives an emotionally cerebral performance, more layered and weighty, but he delivers. His arc is the most pivotal. Now, he will probably be mistaken by many as the dual protagonist, dual with Keke Palmer's character, but nope, he is the hero. Speaking of trailer moments, Keith David is hardly in this film, which is a shame that such a legend was underutilized in this film, but I'm glad that his injured face, the images of his face, was already shown in the trailer because his injuries, if the injuries he sustained were saved for this film, I think it would have been too devastating to stomach. And it comes almost immediately before a chimpanzee scene, which is also hard to sit through. So the brilliance of what Jordan Peele did was separate the chimp scenes so that they're more consumable to the general audience. So, because when you see it, when it's complete, your jaw will drop. The film starts with the unknown history of the first black jockey in stop motion photography. History remembers the name of the horse, Sally, but history has erased the name of the jockey astride Sally. I like how Jordan Peele incorporated the names of the horses on this ranch and the chimp, but the horses as chapters to follow while the Black Wranglers deliver memorable performances. It was really genius of him to structurally to craft it that way. I also appreciate that not a single cop appeared on scene. I won't say that a cop wasn't called, but not a single cop appears on screen. That was so genius. What were cops going to do anyway? Shoot the aliens? They handled this situation themselves without cops, and I thought that was genius of Jordan Peele. I've seen people compare Nope to M. Night Shyamalan's Signs, which, by the way, it's coming up on its 20-year anniversary in a couple weeks. And people have compared it to Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind from 1977. And I see where people may be going with that. Those were career-defining films by those filmmakers. So I get that, but I think this closely resembles films like Twister and Jaws in substance, spectacle, style, and even story technique. I think it resembles Jaws and Twister. But as far as theme and narrative, I think Nope goes further and deeper than even those films. Now, I have issues. I don't like how the animals were treated in this story. Even though chapters are dedicated to their names, I didn't like how characters treated the animals. I don't know if I've ever revealed this on this channel, but I am an animal lover and vegan. And sometimes it's difficult for me to isolate mistreatment of animals in stories, like even though it's just happening on film, on screen, than real life. Like it feels too real for me, so it does emotionally impact me. That said, I don't like, without spoiling anything, I don't like how the stallions and the chimp were treated by various characters in this film, and I'll just leave it at that. Overall, Nope is one of the best told stories of the year, and for me, one of the best films. The score, the cinematography, this was on a different level for Jordan Peele. The cinematography, the performances, the screenplay, the direction, for me, this was peak cinema. Finally, you will see the trailer of Oppenheimer right before the first scene in Nope, and I mean right before. Like, the trailers will already have finished, and Nicole Kidman will do her spiel, and I saw it in AMC, so AMC has finished, I saw this one in Dolby. I'm seeing IMAX later. All of that's done, and you think the credits are about to roll in the first scene, and you see a teaser trailer for Oppenheimer. Hoyt van Hoytma is jockeying for back-to-back nominations for this film, for principal photography for Nope, this year and Oppenheimer for next summer. Otherwise, I don't understand. Strategically, this is brilliant by Universal Studios and Chris Nolan in an effort to reach Black audiences, because they gotta know that this is going to be one of the audiences, this is going to be one of the movies this summer that reaches more Black audiences and viewers, because there was recently discord on social media surrounding the Manhattan Project and Oppenheimer and Black erasure in Oppenheimer, specifically on Twitter and Reddit. So that's what I got from it. I think that this was strategic by the studio to reach Black audiences, and the trailer is fantastic. It looks beautiful. And again, Hoyt van Hoytma was the DP on Oppenheimer and on Nope, which is great that Jordan Peele has this reach already in his career. Again, I saw Nope in Dolby, and I'm going to see it in IMAX later this evening. I prefer Dolby. That is my preferred viewing format. I enjoy the more immersive experience in Dolby than I do in IMAX, but I know this was shot for IMAX, so that's why I'm going to see it in IMAX. I highly recommend Nope, and I highly recommend you see it in the theater, in at least in Dolby or IMAX if you can. You have to see it for yourself, because the reviews are mixed. Some people didn't understand it, some people like it, some people hate it. You have to see for yourself. For me, it was brilliant, one of the best films of the year. Thank you so much. If you stuck around this long, I certainly appreciate you. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And until next time, peace.